So let's talk about the software that you can install for Linux Debian, or just Linux in general, because we're just going to be looking at the Synaptic package manager for Linux Debian based systems, and this is on the XFCE desktop. This one should work on most desktops, this package manager, but it is a graphical package manager. Let's take a look at some things we should be aware of. APT is the base package manager on Linux Debian. That's the command line entry. So Synaptic it's a graphical front end for it, so it's going to be manipulating that command line in the background. But it makes everything a graphical user interface for you, so you get to see everything windowed, and we'll actually take a look at it here. Now, Linux Debian-based systems use deb packages, and Linux Red Hat-based systems use Red Hat Package Manager, or RPM packages. But package management on many Linux-based systems is very similar. So once you learn one, it's going to be pretty easy to adapt to in another one. It's also good to learn APT. Sometimes you don't have access to utility like this. There are other graphical user interface utilities that you can use, but we're going to dive into what makes this so cool. So here it is, and well, where you get it, usually it's under your system, and take a look down here. Once you start it, it's going to ask for a root password to authenticate to be able to allow it privileges to run. And so here is the many categories that you can go over, and this software is free to get. It's part of the Linux family. You can get it in there. There are just so many things, and you can just tap on these guys and read them, read their descriptions. So this helps you to explore. You can see what things are, and you can explore what's on here, what's available to you. There are actually, well, let's see here. We've got, in this case here, we've got over almost 58,000 packages. You see with the package list when I went into all available for Linux, and we can see here I like software. I've got, and packages are programs, but they're more than just programs, because you also, a package can have dependencies on other packages. So that allows, like, say, if you're trying to get a word processor and it depends on a certain dictionary, it's going to automatically grab that dictionary that it needs. You may have a game that needs its music files. Maybe you'll have a package just for the music files, and then you'll have a package for the game, and you hit that main game package, and it's going to automatically pull in its dependencies. So some of these are dependency packages, and that's done oftentimes if those dependencies can be used by multiple other packages. So, but yeah, I mean, you can mark them for installation, or going up into, actually they don't have it on here, but if you make any changes at that point, so I can unmark it, remove all my markings, mark for installation, reinstallation, upgrade if it's available, mark it for removal, complete removal, which means it's also going to remove any of the data files that it was supposed to be modifying. Let's say you put in that word processor. Some data files may actually be removed by that. It won't be real surefire with that, but certain settings and stuff like that, a lot of deep stuff, it goes deeper with a complete removal. If it has something that is that it knows that it's only supposed to be modifying files in a certain area, like a special notepad program that really just works in its own file store. It's going to clean out that file store on a complete removal and all your settings and all that. While on just a removal, it may leave your settings, it may leave a lot of the work that you've done there. And you can also get more information about it. Also its dependencies, what type of files we have, what type of dependencies it's going to have, and breaks. This is another one too. If it breaks another package or replaces another package. To break means it will, if this is installed, it's going to uninstall it. And same thing here with the replaces. Breaks tells it to remove it. Replaces tells you that this is not, you can't install both together. So it has that breaks and replaces on there. And yeah, the size and all kinds of goodies on here. Download size, and you'll notice the download size is much smaller than the actual size. And that's because they're compressed. They're compressed and then they're downloaded, and it's very good compression what Linux uses. And it will explode it to, this is the estimated size it'll be when it gets to your disk and when it's actually ready to use. So you're going to use about 4 megs for this. It's going to be less than 1 meg. You can put this on a floppy disk. So yeah, it describes what it is. But yeah, there are so many different packages that you can just put on in here. Different types of databasing software, debugging software, development stuff, programming languages, games, editors for different things, stuff for dealing with your electronics here if you wanted to play with your computers on a better level, your electronics on a better level, ham radio stuff, email programs, font packages. You can explore it, you can read them down here, and you just go through and you mark the ones you like, and then when you're done, so you just go ahead and say, I want to mark that for installation. Then when I'm done, I'm going to apply, and it's going to go through the process, and usually it doesn't have a lot of dialogue on that. Sometimes there are some additional things that will ask you, configuration information, like what do you want to set your new server password to be when you're installing a new database system. For that database, it's not changing the root password of the whole system on that case, it's just for the root user of the database what you want for that. Certain things that need to be set up at install time, it will ask you about those things. But it's got certain whole categories for working with many of these languages. Kernel modules, going in here, kernel modules, the kernel is what runs the whole Linux operating system, and these modules are extensions that you can attach onto it that add additional functionality to that. Additional libraries, code libraries, stuff like that, that you can call, like headers for C and some of the other things here that you can extend your programming capabilities with, or other programs with. Sometimes they're common libraries used by many other programs that other programmers have used to extend their programming, and so you need to install it to run that program, which if they do that, once again, they will include that as a dependency on their package, at least they should. So that dependency should call for that. And there's just, it's an endless list, and you can go through here and explore and read about any of these guys, and just multimedia editors. Hey, that's how I'm doing my YouTube channel right now. That's how I make these videos. Many different things, the different packages, the different extensions for these different programming languages that we can see on in here. It's stuff for, astronomy data, and just there's tons of stuff that you can do. Administration utilities to be able to manage your system better. Not all of it comes right on in. Linux is pretty small by itself. You really add on to it as you see fit, and that's what this is about. This is about adding on more version control systems. So if you're working on your software, more video software stuff. See, it's oftentimes split across many different categories: word processing and World Wide Web servers and other stuff for working with your websites. Additional add-ons for your XFCE desktop. So it's all right in there. And once you've done it, then you just mark apply and it all goes on in. Thank you for watching.